Hi guys, and welcome back. My name is Lindsay, and I am the housewife historian, and we are back talking the Real Housewives of New Jersey. Just a quick update, guys. I am back on YouTube. I'm so tired of accounts being reported, violated, all that nastiness going on right now. And at this point, after it happened to me 6 months ago, and I was forced to go from my YouTube to TikTok, and now it's happening on my other accounts, I'm going to Patreon. I'm sorry. I know that a lot of great listeners can't, it's just not in their budget to buy another subscription. And I completely understand that. And I will still do my best to continue to give you guys great free content. But at the same time, there's a lot of things that I probably shouldn't share on my TikTok that should be in a Patreon. And this is exactly why. Okay. Like, my videos are getting reported for hate speech, for God's sake. Like, I've appealed them. It's ridiculous. So I'm sorry. I'm going to give you guys amazing, free, great content. But the extra stuff, the juicier stuff, it's going to be in a Patreon, okay? So I'm getting my Patreon together. You guys can check it out now if you'd like. Getting some content uploaded over there for you guys. And also, I'm excited, actually, to get into my Patreon. I never really got a chance to get over there and get it going the way that I obviously would have liked to, because it's a lot of work, guys. I know that it doesn't probably feel like it to you guys, but it's a lot of work. Editing, recording, uploading, posting, all of that jazz. And on top of it, us bloggers out here, we really get the shit end of the stick because of the fact that, we promote the Real Housewives, we bring light to it, attention, publicity, on. And we're working for free. And then on top of it, our work that we work for gets reported because we said something that somebody didn't like, and now it's a fucking issue. So, yeah, that's where we're at. We're going to talk about the Real Housewives of New Jersey. Now, after the Real Housewives of New Jersey, Teresa Giudice put out a podcast, after the reunion. There was a clip. I'm going to get into all of this again, guys. I told you I'm going to start my YouTube as if you're new to the show, right? Last week, I was featured in Reality Blurb. Love that. Thank you, Reality Blurb. I caught a clip of Louie Ellis and Teresa Gposts on her latest podcast. A little bit of backstory here. Teresa and Louie knew that Louie had said this about Margaret's son in the finale, where he said that he was shit ill on him, and everyone was going to be appalled. They knew that. They knew it was not going to be great press. So in anticipation for that, they said, let's record a 2-year anniversary podcast episode, because everyone loves to hear about the love bubble and Teresa and Louie and the love bubble. And okay, anyways, so they record their 2-year special anniversary episode. And how this actually made it to production is just beyond me. And I'm probably not going to be able to get into all of it here on YouTube because it is a sensitive subject. But I'm going to do the best I can, and then you can catch a full read on it over at the Patreon. It's really disappointing. It's disheartening. It's alarming. And those are very kind words. That's me being very kind in the statement. And so they recorded this thinking that they were going to try to win the public back, and that they would leave for Greece, and then they would drop the episode and things would be okay. But unfortunately, what happened was the complete opposite. Also, to give you a little bit more preface, if you don't know, I don't know, maybe like a month ago, there was a podcast, because Teresa is no longer with Melissa Feaster. That's a whole story on its own. I'm going to put all of that in the Patreon. And so she's still with Herd at Media, and sometimes her producer will come on and do like the podcast with her, because she doesn't have like guests or co-hosts or anything. And there was just some stuff said that was a little bit alarming in a previous episode that people were discussing. And of course, everyone tried to say that it was just haters and people were overreacting and yada, yada, yada. Well, this time, that's not what we're hearing from everyone that has the eyes to see and the ears to hear. This Louie and what he said about Teresa's daughters, it's alarming. It's alarming. So they took it down from the podcast after it was posted that same day. As soon as it started to get some traction on the internet, her production went in and took it down. But myself and Bambi 4L 83 and Sharifab 2022 all had the video screen recorded. We did a collab on it. That got mentioned, I think, also in Reality Blurb page 6. Shout out to them. And yeah, Louie is being really alarming in it, and the things that he's saying about Teresa's 4 daughters. And Nate, I remind you, he's also referencing a time frame which was last year, so they would have only been married a year. These girls have literally known their own boyfriends longer than they know their stepdad. And he's over here discussing how when they went on their family vacation last year, he encouraged her girls to wear TH0NGS on a family vacation with their stepdad and their stepbrothers. I just am shocked at this, but let me continue. So imagine your mom remarries. Now, again, Teresa's youngest daughter at the time was like 13 or 14 years old. I've said before that when you are a young woman, older men can be intimidating. They can be uncomfortable, okay? I remember being 18, 19 years old and being intimidated by grown-ass men. It's just a thing, I think, at first. And so, anyways, they're going on a family vacation to Greece, and Louie says on the podcast that, you know, he basically encouraged them to wear thongs and that they looked effing amazing and, you know, they need to do it while they're young and yada, yada, yada. And he was so, if you watch the actual clip, he was so excited talking about it. He was so excited talking about it that he wasn't even really letting Teresa get a word in edgewise. So anyways, when the clip got deleted, Teresa's team said, what we'll do is we'll come out and we'll say that the video that is out there, that's, again, been posted to Reality Blurb page 6 TMZ, it's been verified. They've switched up the words. He didn't really say it. They're just using a headline. That's not what actually... Oh, okay, really? Because now we have the transcript. So that's what we're going to read right now, guys. I'm going to do my best to try to get through it for you. I don't know if I can share all of it on here. Some of it might be on my Patreon, but I'm going to share what I can, give you guys the gist of what he was saying. Hold, please. And again, this is Teresa and Louie on her podcast. This would have been before they left, before Sunday night's episode aired, but this was in an attempt to sort of, make him look a little better in the press. Okay, so everything, of course, is alleged. Everything, of course, is alleged, and I'm going to try, it's the transcript of their podcast, Teresa and Louie, so bear with me, guys, because it's not, he was kind of over-talking her at times. He was overpowering the conversation at times. Like I said, he seemed very excited about the conversation, that they were, is passionate about a word. I don't know what to use here, what's appropriate, what's not, and, bear with me because, again, this is a transcript of them on the podcast. And so I don't know if you have to say everything is alleged, but I guess everything is alleged and for entertainment purposes only. Okay, let's get into this. So Louie says, again, he was very excited. I feel like you're always giving your kids permission to take risks. Like when we went to Greece last year, we told your daughters to wear tongs. She says, yeah. He says, do it now. Do it now because I didn't do it when I was young. Do it now. Experience it now. And then when they came out with the tongs. You were like, cool. You guys look effing amazing. Oh my God. They look so good. What do you think about that? If I had your ass, you need to wear a tong in that ass. And I'm like, yes. Teresa says, I was dying. I was like, oh my God, that's so funny. But that you have such a great point because I want them. Yeah, I remember. And he interrupts and says, did your mother do that with you? And she said, no. And listen to this. He was sort of insulted her mother, her deceased mother again. She says, no. He says, okay, why? Why do you think she didn't do it with you? And she says, well, she never told me to do that in Italy when there were no tops. And he says, in my opinion, she didn't want you to take risks or was trying to guide you inside of her own containment, in a sense. It's like, no, hey girls, fly. I'm one step behind you. That's what you always try to make your girls feel like flying. And he says, try it all. Nothing bad or anything like that. I'm saying, like, go to the club, dance, wear a tong, wear a short skirt, show your legs off a little bit because they're one of the most proper girls I've ever met. But it's like, experience it now. And she says, Okay, and then the last part is Teresa, and she's saying, yeah, you're only young once. That's when you're supposed to wear these things. I remember one time I came downstairs with too short of a skirt, and my father made me go change. And now, guys, thinking about this for a second, we have Juicy Joe, everyone saying that they want him to comment on what's going on and what's his thoughts. He can't be okay with this and yada, 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 yada. And he commented and people were sort of appalled because he said something along the lines like, oh, I've met the guy a few times. He seems a little weird at first, but he's like, he's a good person. And then I think he might have been getting tagged somewhere else again. And he commented and said something else along those lines. And people have been responding online by saying, Gia runs his social media, which I can contest to that. I am 98% sure that she very much, gets on social media and responds when there's these types of situations. So I would confirm that for you guys, to be honest. So but more of that will be on the Patreon, so make sure you guys check it out, and I hope that you guys have a great day. Make sure you hit that like and follow button, comment your thoughts, try to keep it respectful. Bye, guys.